What's good, you guys? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be doing something different on this channel. Starting today, we're going to be having videos talking about a slew of different topics, kind of like a podcast type of feel, and I'm just going to put it out there, different topics. I'm going to be cutting up clips and putting them on the channel as well, and we're going to start trying to do that, seeing if that works, seeing if y'all like that. But if you like this type of content, go and like a sub on the video if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. First thing we're talking about in the bulk of this episode is talking about the Washington Wizards. They got a lot of stuff back for Russell Westbrook, and in this Spencer Dinwiddie 5-team trade that everybody thought was going to be something huge, which ended up just being second-round picks and bench warmers and role players kind of switching and swapping teams, which is not what a lot of people expected. We expect some Bradley Beal stuff to happen yesterday because Bradley Beal's wife was trolling us the entire day. This dude named Quentin Mayo, which is very heavily tapped in to the Wizards, was saying interesting stuff, talking about something was about to happen, and also Bradley Beal made a cryptic tweet. So all day we are kind of waiting for the Bradley Beal stuff to happen, but it just ended up being like a Spencer Dinwiddie centered sign and trade with 5 teams. Spencer Dinwiddie going there for $362. The other day we thought he was going there for $360. He gets $2 more million. And the thing about Russell Westbrook, the question everybody asks every time he goes to a different team is how's the fit, because he's not a great shooter. It seems like he needs the ball in his hands to be as good as he is, and that was one of the problems with Bradley Beal. I mean, Bradley Beal can be a catch-and-shoot guy, but at this point, he's a 30-point scorer, can get to the basket, can shoot mid-range, can shoot at the three-point line. So you want the ball in his hands. But a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie is also kind of like Russ in a way that he likes to slash and gets to the rim, but he can shoot a little bit better than Russell Westbrook. B-Souls doesn't fail to remind us that he is the worst volume three-point shooter of all time. Russell Westbrook is. So I think Spencer Dinwiddie would be a little bit of a better fit. Now, in this trade on draft now with Russell Westbrook, you got a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Now, Kyle Kuzma is one of the most hated players in the league. And I've been talking with my friends a lot about Kyle Kuzma. One friend in particular about Kyle Kuzma and like how good he is. He's a really good rebounder. He's a potential decent defender. He can score. He can get to the rim kind of sort of when he gets the opportunity. He can shoot on average. You don't know what his mid-range. I can't really remember how his mid-range was. But in his second season, he did average 18.7 points on 45% shooting. And we have to remember that he is not this trash player. He's not garbage. He's just not. He's not that. And I think he's going to remind a lot of people that he's a really good player in Washington, as he's going to get a lot more opportunity. How good will he be? Will he be 25 points per game? I don't think so, but he'll be a really good player. You got a guy like Bradley Beal and Spencer Dinwiddie ahead of him, and I can't really think off the top of my head who else will be. Montrezl Harrell, maybe if he stays. I think Kyle Kuzma will be ahead of him. I can't really think of somebody else besides Bradley Beal and Spencer Dinwiddie that will be ahead of Kyle Kuzma on the pecking order in Washington, and we will see. We will see how good Kyle Kuzma is, because these last couple years, his role has been diminished as it was in the second year, and a lot of people think LeBron hates him. A lot of people think he was turned into an outcast. He's had a lot of funny moments. He dyed his hair. He did a lot of stupid, goofy stuff, and he still does some goofy stuff. And he's also very corny on social media, which makes people like him even less. But I still think he is a good player. Even in the draft, you got a guy like Corey Kispert and others in the draft. Corey Kispert is an insane shooter from 3. I'm not sure if he's starting or coming off the bench. And you also got a guy like Denny Avdija, who you drafted last year, that still has a lot of potential. And you got Aaron Holiday that came in that trade, which can be a fantastic backup point guard. So this Washington Wizards team is going to be good still, and don't count them out, man. I wouldn't count them out. I could see them being a 7th, 8th seed, and most definitely a play-in tournament team. If I was Bradley Beal, on my podcast, I was talking about this. I don't think Bradley Beal cares about winning as much as we think he does. You know why? Because if he did, in my opinion, I think he would have forced his hand already. He would have forced his hand by now if he really did. And that's perfectly fine. If he wants to average 30 points per game and be the guy on his team and be the 8th, 9th seed, that's cool. That's fine. But at the end of his career, we're going to say that he didn't win. And in this day and age, in this ring-chasing culture that NBA Twitter has made and NBA has made to make guys like Kevin Durant think they need to go to Golden State and other things like that, it's gonna affect his legacy a lot. And I hope he knows that, and I hope he doesn't realize that too late. I hope he knows it now and is just fine with it. But if he doesn't, hopefully he realizes it soon. Alright, man, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is going to be like a podcast type of thing. Different topics, so we're pivoting to something new. And this is something that I'm going to be talking about for the next couple weeks in Summer League. I'm going to Summer League in Las Vegas. I'm very invested in it. And these last 2 nights, we've gotten the first 2 days of the NBA Summer League, and they've been exciting to watch. And yesterday, we got 2 lottery picks playing on the same team, Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga. Now, at the beginning of their tenure with the Warriors, they've kind of gotten a bad rap already because a lot of people wanted them to get traded for another star, for Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, but that didn't happen. But still, they are great players with a lot of potential, and right now we're about to react to their highlights because they combined for 37 points and 10 rebounds last night. Alright, man, we are here watching Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Moses Moody is one of my favorite prospects in this draft. I was never that high on Jonathan Kuminga, although I thought he would have been a good fit at 6 to the Magic. He's cool at 7 with the Warriors, and maybe they can build him into something like a Harrison Barnes type. And Moses Moody is that guy, bro. I think they should have drafted him at 7, to be honest. I'm really high on Moses Moody. I think his draft stock went down a good amount after that March Madness performances because he shot very efficiently, very bad efficiency-wise in a lot of those games. So I think that's why his his draft stock went down a little bit, but I still think he's really good guy. So let's get into this reaction, man. They're playing the Heat with Max Strutz and others. I don't know who else is on the team for the Heat. Get a bucket. Yes, sir, Kuminga. That's the thing about him. He's one of the youngest players in the draft. He has all the physical tools and just bullies, bro, for his first Summer League basket. Strutz re-signed like yesterday. He's the only dude I can really make out on this video right now for the Heat. Moses Moody, 3-point shooter, corner sitter, man. He can be a corner sitter, but he also has some shot creation in his bag. That's what I'm saying, bro. He really fits well for this Warriors team. I really wish they would have traded. If they only could have traded 7 and kept Moses Moody, because he's that guy, bro. Yeah. He has all the physical tools, bro. He has all of them. And he can pick up people at half-court guards. He has the defensive tools, too. He's just bullying people right now. That's just bully ball. He's not going to be able to do that in the NBA with a lot of people, but I like that he's being confident right now. I really like that. On his head. And one! Oh. It's not and one? Disrespectful. Wow. Yeah, he's just bullying motherfuckers right now. That's what he does, bro. That's what he does. Good pass. Good. Oh. Okay, Moses. Yeah. Okay, Moses. Look how long his arms are, bro. Yeah, he just gets them. Transition king, bro. Alright, man. Look, I don't think Kuminga's going to be great in his rookie year, but I think he can be a piece, like a big piece in the future for this Golden State Warriors team. Because let's be honest, Steph Curry's not going to last forever. Klay Thompson definitely ain't, and Draymond Green most definitely isn't. So the Warriors have to look out for their future, but when you have a guy like Steph Curry, you gotta make some shake, bro. And supposedly right now, there's still rumors that Ben Simmons could go to the Golden State Warriors, and Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody would 100% be in that package. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It's definitely not over for them to make a trade, but I really wish they would have made one on draft night. In the 3, corner sitter, corner sitter, corner sitter, bro. I'm telling you. We got the ball. I can get the ball back so quick. That's a cut. My fault. I'm tripping. I was about to say. Dunk on him then. Oh. That's tough. That's tough, Moses. That's tough. Look how long his arms are. Look how long his arms are, bro. I'm going to be in Summer League for Las Vegas. I may be filming some stuff, like just some highlights and like my experience from Summer League, and then give an analysis after. That's kind of my plan right now in my head, because man, I've always been invested in Summer League ever since I became an NBA fan, because it's like so cool that they have like a league for these young guys that they can show what they can be in a couple of years and make the young guys like the marquee dudes, because that's not going to happen in the NBA, and also give these guys that are out of the league completely, a chance to show themselves on the big stage. I love it. I love it, to be honest. Who's See, and I also get to like become familiar with some of these unknown guys, some of these guys that didn't get drafted. Supposedly 77 had like 29 and 16. Never heard of your True 7. That's his last name. Oh, that's Javonte Smart from LSU. That's Javonte Smart. I remember him. I wonder where Trent. If y'all know who Trent Radford is, I wonder where he went. I wonder where he went from for summer league, because I'm pretty sure he got on the roster. There's no way he didn't. Oh, he going crazy. He just bullying people. Oh, yeah, Moses. He ain't just a corner sitter, but he can be one for them in his rookie season as he continues to develop. I don't see, like, you got Wiggins, you got Clay, you got Draymond, you got Steph. And then you just pop Moses Moody in there, in my opinion, because Moses Moody is a way better fit in the starting lineup than Jonathan Kuminga is. Let Kuminga come off the bench with some of the other guys that you have. I'm not really sure who those other guys are. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Well, they was trying to come back. Couldn't happen, though. He was like, I'm going to just get my buckets at the end, respectfully. I'm going to just get my buckets at the end. Yeah, man, I'm really excited for this summer league stuff, bro. Like, I really am excited to see these young guys play. I think the other night, Maceo Teague played, the national champion. He had like 26 points. Who else played? Desmond Bain and Xavier Tillman dominated that Jazz Summer League team, because, like, the guys with NBA experience, I always expect to dominate, you know. It's cool to see the second-year guys play, though, for sure. Kevin Knox, fourth year playing. I think Mo Bamba's playing as well. It's about to be a fun time, man. Alright, man, now we just got a couple more quick topics to get into. My first one is talking about some of these free agents that are still available that haven't gotten signed that can bring value to some teams. I did a post on my Instagram for my podcast about the top 3, and that was Kelly Oubre, Dennis Schroeder, and Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson having the playoff of his life, looking like dark-skinned Steph Curry at times. Dennis Schroeder not having the playoffs that anybody thought he was. One game he went scoreless. He's had some crazy contract controversies, taking the LA Lakers out of his bio, put it back in, wanted a $100 million contract, wanted an $84 million contract, and now in day 4 of free agency, he hasn't been signed. And man, that is wow. Like, last year he was a 6-man of the year candidate, looked at as a great asset, and now he's not even signed after this insane contract controversy that he's had with the LA Lakers. And man, it's just sad to see some of the monetary mistakes that this man has made. Like, there's been a couple, bro. There's been a couple. Then some, like, just stupid mistakes, like being emotional and being childish about it, taking the Lakers out of your bio, all that type of stuff. And now he's putting the LA Lakers back in his bio. I think he's gonna get back on the Lakers. But my boy, you got to see it through, my boy, because they are out of roster spots. They've literally signed all of free agency, so you're definitely not going back to the Lakers. They said on Twitter that the Celtics had some interest in him, which would be nice because they need a point guard like that. I don't want to see Marcus Smart run starting point guard for them for the whole year. He is a shooting guard. He's a lockdown defender and catch and shoot guy at times. That is what Marcus Smart is. It's going to be like, nah, point guard, no. You're going to have to really ask and lean on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to do a lot of those duties, because I just don't think Marcus Smart can do that at a very, very high level. Anyways, we have other guys like Reggie Jackson, we got Kelly Oubre, we got Lauri Markkanen, we got Josh Hart, which I think is a championship type role player, a undersized rebounder that can also shoot and get to the basket at times. Lou Williams got signed today for $5 million. Paul Millsap is still out there, a decent backup 4 after a couple years with the Nuggets. But yeah, man, those are the real free agents that are left. I really hope all these guys get signed, especially Kelly Oubre. He looks like he's not getting, like I don't know what's the problem with Kelly Oubre. Like, a couple years ago, Kelly Oubre was an 18-point per game scorer. He got traded from the Suns, and then he went to the Warriors. He was shooting 8% from 3 at the beginning of the year, then got hurt at the end of the year. He's gotten a lot of unlucky circumstances, so I'm wishing for the best for him as well. Now, the last topic that we're going to talk about in this video is a trending topic that's been going around NBA Twitter for the last couple of days, especially since LA Lakers have basically signed every single person in free agency. Kendrick Nunn, Trevor Ariza, Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, traded for Russell Westbrook. I'm forgetting somebody that I can't think of right now, Dwight Howard. Like, bro, they had a great offseason. And a lot of people are saying that the LA Lakers are a super team, that the LA Lakers, that LeBron has gotten another super team on his hands. And I don't think that they're a super team. I think they're a great team. I honestly think it's really hard to be a super team. I think the Lakers were. I think the Lakers. I don't even think the LA Lakers in 2000s were a super team. I think they were a dynasty. I don't think they were a super team. It was a duo and then a lot of role players. I think the Golden State Warriors was a super team. I think the Boston Celtics was a super team, 08, 09, and 010. And I think the Brooklyn Nets are a super team. I think the Boston Celtics from back in the day was a super team. I think the Los Angeles Lakers from back in the day were a super team. But I think it's not too many super teams, and I think we're throwing around that name too much. Like after the playoffs, after the finals, people were trying to call the Milwaukee Bucks a super team, and that's just the farthest thing from the truth. They have a star player, they have 2 all-stars, and that's it. Like, I think a super team, you had to have like a couple superstars, like the Nets, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Golden State Warriors, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry. Then you have like the greatest shooter of all time, and then a defensive player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. You know, back in the day, you got Magic and you got Kareem. That's 2 top 10 players right there. You know what I'm saying? So those are what super teams are. I think they have a duo. They have a great point guard, and they have role players. Maybe if this was 2015, this would be a super team, because AD is still great. Russell Westbrook is still 2016 MVP form. Russell Westbrook is the MVP. LeBron James is still great, and Anthony Davis is still great. And then you have Dwight Howard that's better. You got Trevor Ariza that's like Washington Wizards Trevor Ariza. You got Carmelo Anthony that's closer to what he was. You got I'm trying to think of some other people on this team. Wayne Ellington was probably better. All these guys are younger and probably better, so maybe that's a super team. Maybe if it's 2016. But right now, no, bro. They're not a super team. They're a great team. Stop throwing around this term so much. Alright, man, we got the poll of the day, and I asked on my Instagram yesterday. Go follow my Instagram if you haven't. I asked on my Instagram yesterday, how many points per game is Kyle Kuzma going to average next season with the Wizards? It was like a quiz. You like put 4 options. I said 10 points per game or below, 10 to 15 points per game, 15 to 24 points per game, and 25 plus points per game, and I put a laughing emoji on the side. I shouldn't have done that so I could maybe get more realistic results, but I couldn't help myself, and I think one of the people that said 25 plus points per game was trolling, because he always trolls on my votes. Anyways, 10 to 15 was the most popular answer. I think it's going to be 15 to 24. I don't see a world that Kyle Kuzma does average more than 15 points with the Wizards. If he doesn't, that's going to be so disappointing. I think he's going to be around 17 points with more responsibility and, more room to make mistakes and other things like that. I think he will average more than 15 points, around 17 to 18 points per game. So those 3 people that picked that, I think you're right on the target. Alright guys, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this type of content, go and like and sub on the video if you haven't already. Comment below if you like this new style of videos. We're talking about a lot of things, and one, reacting to the Summer League. I did a lot in this video. If you want these jam-packed ones, go ahead, comment, and like and sub on the video if you haven't already. Let's get the 500 subs soon, and I'll see you guys next time.